Right here, in this very breath you are drawing now, I am speaking. Not to the world, not to many, but to you, the one carrying questions no one else has heard. My words are meant for the part of you that has waited, wondered, and sometimes doubted whether this waiting would ever end. I am not here to rehearse what has gone before. I am here to tell you what is opening in front of you. This moment, the one you are in right now, is not ordinary. It was set apart. Long before you arrived at it, I was already here preparing it for you. You have felt it, have you not? A stirring you could not quite name, a quiet pull in your spirit, as if something larger than your current circumstances was pressing in close. That is not imagination, my child. That is my voice making itself known. I have always spoken to you this way, not through great noise or overwhelming force, but through a gentle prompting deep within you, a knowing that rises before reason can explain it. And today, that prompting has brought you here, to this place, to these words. I want you to hear something clearly. You were not forgotten in the waiting. The seasons that felt barren, the nights that stretched long, the prayers that seemed to dissolve into silence. None of that was abandonment. Every one of those moments was purposeful. I was not distant. I was near, nearer than you knew, working in the unseen places of your life, building what your eyes could not yet see. A structure was rising on your behalf, strong and sure, even while you felt you were standing still. There are things you set down along the way, my child. Dreams you decided were too large for you. Hopes you placed quietly in a corner, telling yourself they were meant for someone else. You learned to live with less than what your heart was truly longing for, and you called it wisdom. But I want you to know, those longings were not foolish. They did not come from you alone. I placed them there. I wove them into the design of who you are. And they have not disappeared. They have been held. My beloved, I see the weariness that has settled into you. I am not asking you to pretend it is not there. I know the weight you have carried. I know the names of the burdens you took on that were never yours to bear. I know about the expectations that were placed on you, the words spoken over you that shrank your vision of yourself. I know the quiet grief that lived inside you even on your better days. And I tell you now, this is the hour I begin to lift all of it. You are standing at a threshold, not a familiar one, not one you have crossed before. This is new ground, the kind I reserved for this precise moment in your life. And I am here, right at the edge of it, waiting for you to step forward, not to rush you, not to demand that you arrive without doubt or trembling, but to walk with you through it, every step. This is not a season of more waiting. This is the season of arrival. What was being prepared is now ready. What was being held is now being released. The people I have been forming, the doors I have been positioning, the goodness I have been storing, all of it is beginning to come into view. And it will not look the way you expected. It will be better. Not a pale version of what you hoped for, but something richer, something fashioned by my hand, designed specifically for the life I always purposed for you. So do not pull back now, my child. Do not shrink from the good that is coming simply because you have grown used to hardship. Allow yourself to receive. Allow your heart to open again. I am not asking you to forget the hard road. I am asking you to believe that the hard road brought you somewhere real, somewhere worth arriving at. This breath you are drawing, it marks a turning point. The old chapter is closing, a new one is beginning, and I am already in it, waiting for you there. I know the questions you have carried quietly. Why did certain things not work out? Why did the ones you counted on disappoint you? Why did a season of earnest effort seem to produce so little? My child, I do not leave those questions unanswered forever. I am bringing clarity now. Not all at once, but steadily, like morning light that fills a room slowly until every corner is bright. The answers are coming. And when they arrive, you will see that even the hardest chapters were written with care. There is a sound rising in your spirit even now, something alive and expectant pressing against the walls of the life you have settled into. That sound is not restlessness, it is readiness. I placed it there. It is the signal that your next chapter is not just possible. It is close. Closer than you dare believe right now, but you will see it. And when you do, you will understand why I asked you to hold on, why I asked you to trust when trust was the hardest thing you had. The road behind you was never wasted. Every step of it was used. Every hard mile shaped something in you that the next season will need. You are ready, my child. More ready than you know. I want to speak to something you have carried for a long time. A quiet question about whether you truly matter. Not in the way you ask it aloud, because you have learned to push that question down, to appear sure of yourself even when the inside of you is uncertain. But I know that question. I have heard it in the stillness of your nights, in the spaces between your words, in the way you you sometimes hesitate before stepping forward, and I want to settle it once and for all. You are not here by accident, not in this world, and not in this moment. I made you with intention. Every part of you, the way your mind works, the depth of feeling you carry, the gift you have that you have barely begun to use, all of it was formed by me, on purpose, for purpose. You are not a mistake. You are not too much or too little. You are exactly who I had in mind when I made you, and that has never changed. The words spoken over you by others, the ones that diminished you, that told you to expect less, that named you by your failures rather than by my design, those words do not have authority over your life. I am the one who names you, and the name I have spoken over you is not defined by your worst moment or your hardest season. It is defined by my love, which is constant, and by my purpose, which holds firm no matter what has shifted around you. My cherished one, your value does not rise and fall with the approval of other people. It is not increased by your achievements or reduced by your setbacks. You are loved, fully and freely, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to me. And who you are to me is irreplaceable. There is no one else who can fill the place I made for you. No one else carries your particular combination of gifts, your specific call, your unique thread in the larger story I am telling in this world. That story is still being written. Do not let anyone convince you that your best chapters are behind you. The ones who said your time had passed were wrong. The ones who looked at your situation and declared it hopeless were not seeing what I see. I see what is already in motion. I see what is prepared and waiting. I see the doors that are about to open, the connections that are about to form, the breakthrough that is already moving toward you even as you receive these words. Hear me, my child. There is someone whose path is being drawn toward yours. I have been arranging this meeting from a distance, guiding two lives toward a single intersection. You could not have engineered this. You did not arrange it. It is my doing. And when it unfolds, you will recognize it, not because it is loud or dramatic, but because something in your spirit will know. That settled, certain knowing that says, this is the one I was waiting for. This is the connection I could not find on my own. I have prepared this for you, and it is coming. So, do not close your heart in advance. Do not let the ones who hurt you in the past cost you the joy I have prepared for your future. The armor you built to protect yourself has also kept out some of the good I wanted to give you. I am not asking you to be careless or to trust without wisdom. I am asking you to remain open. Open to what I am bringing, open to the unexpected shape my goodness might take, open to receiving what you have quietly longed for but stopped asking for. And while you wait for what is coming, let me remind you of what you have already survived. You have been through seasons that should have broken you. You carried grief that was too heavy. You stood in places where you were unseen and underestimated, and you kept going. That is not a small thing. That took a kind of strength that does not come from within yourself alone. I have been with you through every one of those moments. Every time you chose to rise when staying down would have been easier, I saw it. Every time you showed kindness when bitterness would have been understandable, I witnessed it. You have been faithful in places no one celebrated, and faithfulness in hidden places is never wasted. Declare your amen if this word belongs to you today. The path you are on is being lit, step by step. You do not need to see the whole road at once. You need only take the next step in the light you have, and I will provide that light, always just enough for where you are, always just ahead of where your foot must land. I will not let you stumble in the dark. I will not leave you to navigate alone. My presence goes before you, and it stays behind you, and it surrounds you on every side. You are held, truly held, in a grip that nothing can break. There are prayers you prayed a long time ago that you stopped tracking. You released them and moved on, assuming no answer was coming. I want to tell you, those prayers were received. I did not forget a single one. They were gathered, held, and are being answered now, in the right sequence, at the right time, in ways that are better than the exact outcome you first imagined. When you see the answers begin to arrive, they will feel familiar, like something you once hoped for that you had stopped daring to believe was possible. And in that moment, you will know, I hear. I always hear. Not one word you have breathed in my direction has been lost. Every honest word, every half-formed prayer, every time you whispered my name in the dark, all of it counted, all of it mattered, and all of it is bearing fruit in this season. My child, I know there are things you are still holding that you need to release. not because holding them makes you weak, but because some of what you are gripping is keeping your hands too full to receive what I want to place in them. You have held tightly to certain outcomes, to certain people, to a version of your life that did not arrive the way you expected, and your grip on those things, however understandable, has cost you a measure of peace. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop controlling. There is a difference. Caring is something I placed in you. It is a beautiful thing, evidence of love and faithfulness. But the kind of holding on that comes from fear, from the terror that if you let go, nothing will catch you. That is the weight I want to take from you today, because I am here, and I will catch you. I have never dropped anyone who placed their trust in me, and I will not start with you. Let me speak plainly about the things that have held you back. There are voices that still speak inside you. Old voices, some belonging to people who are long gone from your life, some belonging to your own younger, frightened self. Those voices tell you that you are not enough, that you have come too far down the wrong road to find your way back, that the good things are reserved for someone else, someone more deserving, more prepared, more whole. I am telling you right now, those voices are liars. They do not speak for me. They have never spoken for me. My voice says something entirely different. My voice says, you are enough. My voice says, the road you are on leads somewhere worth going. My voice says, the good things are yours. This is the hour to lay down what you have carried too long. Not gradually, not part way, but fully. Place it before me, the worry about tomorrow, the grief from yesterday, the disappointment that never fully healed, the dream you buried because it hurt too much to keep hoping. Lay all of it down. I am here to receive it. And when you release it, you will feel the difference in your spirit, a lightness, a space opening up inside you where something new can grow. My child, I am asking you to place a portion of what you have, something of real weight, upon the altar of this work, as gold laid on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed sown into deep water, an offering set on stone, not held back in fear. This is proof that your trust rests in my hand to provide, and that your heart no longer clings to lack. What you release in faith does not leave your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I am preparing. My child, release is not loss. What you place into my hands does not disappear. It multiplies. What you surrender and trust does not reduce your life. It expands it. The seasons ahead are not ones of scarcity. They are seasons of overflow. But overflow cannot come into a vessel that is already packed tight with what you have been unwilling to release. So open your hands. Open your heart. Let the old things fall away and make room for what is coming. I am bringing new connections into your life, people you have not yet met, whose arrival will feel like something you recognized before it happened. Relationships that will not drain you but will fill you, that will call out the best in you and allow you to call out the best in them. These are not coincidences I am describing. They are arrangements, carefully made, perfectly timed. I have been guiding these lives toward yours with a precision that only I can manage. And when they arrive, you will understand why the path bent the way it did, why certain things had to end before these new things could begin. There are doors that have been shut for a long time, doors you knocked on repeatedly and heard nothing from, doors you eventually stopped standing in front of because the silence became too heavy. I am telling you, my child, some of those doors are about to open, not because you finally found the right way to knock, but because the right time has come. My timing is not the same as yours. What felt like forever to you was a precise interval on my calendar, and the interval is ending. The season of closed doors is giving way to a season of open ones, and you will not have to push or force or beg your way through. They will open before you. Simply walk forward. The ones you love, those you carry in prayer, those whose well-being keeps you awake at night. I see them too. I am not working only in your life. I am moving in theirs. The answers you have longed to see in the lives of those you love are also in motion. Trust me with them. Release them from your grip of worry and place them in my hands, where they are far safer than they could ever be in yours. I am the one who can reach where you cannot reach, who can heal what you cannot heal, who can restore what you thought was beyond restoring. Nothing is beyond me. Nothing. And so I say to you, my child, stop rehearsing the worst possible outcome. Stop playing out the fears in your mind as though they are prophecy. They are not prophecy. They are fear, and fear is not my voice. My voice speaks life, not dread. My voice speaks possibility, not impossibility. When the anxious thoughts come, and they will come, learn to recognize them for what they are and bring them to me. I will exchange them for something steadier, a settled trust that does not depend on everything going right, because you will know deep in your spirit that I am going right in everything, working all of it together for your good, holding every thread of your life in capable, faithful, sovereign hands. There is something happening inside you that your natural mind cannot fully explain, a shift in the way you are perceiving things, a growing clarity in places that were once murky, a quieting of the noise that used to drown out the deeper things. Do not try to analyze it away. Do not decide you are imagining it. What you are sensing is real. I am at work inside you, rearranging things, removing what does not belong, and placing in its proper position what was always meant to be there. This is not a comfortable process, I will tell you that plainly. When old things are being moved out, there is often a feeling of disorientation, as if the ground beneath you has shifted, as if the person you were yesterday no longer quite fits who you are becoming. Some of what you believed about yourself is being dismantled. Some of the strategies you have used for years to navigate life are no longer sufficient, and this can feel unsettling, even frightening. But hear me, my child. It is not something going wrong. It is everything going right. Think of the young servant in the holy place who heard a voice in the stillness of the night. He heard his name called and did not know at first that it was my voice. He went to a familiar face for guidance, someone he trusted, and he was told, "Go back, lie down, and if you hear the voice again, say this: I am listening. Speak, for I am ready to receive what you have for me." That is the posture I am inviting you into today. Not striving to manufacture a response, not running to a dozen other voices to make sense of what you are hearing inside you, simply turning toward me and saying, "I am here, I am listening. Speak to me, because I am speaking. I have been speaking." The quiet impressions you have been receiving, the ones that feel too gentle to be significant, those are mine. The sense that something is about to change, the unexpected peace that settles over you in the middle of difficulty, the nudge toward a particular direction that you cannot fully explain but that feels strangely right. Those are not accidents. That is my voice, reaching you through the inner channels I designed for exactly this kind of communication. In an earlier age, one of my servants heard my voice not in the thunder, not in the shaking of the earth, not in the consuming fire, but in a still, small sound, a sound so subtle that if he had not been paying attention, he would have missed it entirely. That is often how I speak, not in the dramatic and overwhelming, but in the quiet and sure. And in this season, I am inviting you to sharpen your awareness of that kind of voice, to slow down enough to hear the gentle things, to trust the impressions that do not come with fanfare, because some of the most important things I have ever said were spoken in a near silence. My beloved, I am not distant from you. I am not on the far side of the sky, looking down with detachment at what is happening in your life. I am near. I am here, in the very moment you are living, present in the ordinary details and the unseen spaces. When you go about your day and something shifts in your spirit, a peace that arrives without explanation, a sudden clarity about a decision you have been wrestling with, that is me. Recognize me in those moments. Acknowledge them. They are not coincidences. They are contact. The transformation happening in you now is not about becoming someone entirely different. It is about becoming more fully who I made you to be. The layers that life placed on top of your true self, the armor, the performance, the carefully managed presentation, those are being gently removed. What is being revealed underneath is not broken. It is not shameful. It is the original design, still intact, still full of everything I placed there, waiting to be expressed in a season where the conditions are finally right. What I am bringing forth in you will carry weight in the lives of others. The things you have been through, the trials that refined you, the losses that hollowed out space inside you, the waiting that built a kind of patience and depth that ease could never have produced. All of that has been preparation, not just for your own life to flourish, but so that your flourishing can speak to others. Your story is not just yours. The way it resolves will become an encouragement to people who are still in the middle of their own hard chapters. Speak your yes if you believe what I'm saying belongs to you. Do not dismiss what is stirring in you. Do not explain it away or wait until you feel more certain before you begin to move with it. Faith is not certainty. It is movement in the direction of what I have spoken, even when the whole picture is not yet clear. And right now, I am asking you to move. One step, the first step of the next part of your journey, taken in trust, even if your hands are still a little unsteady. I am with you in that step. I have always been. You have been shaped by things that were not gentle, the hardships you carried quietly, the times you were passed over when you deserved to be seen, the moments of deep loneliness in the middle of crowded rooms. All of that formed something in you: endurance, depth, a compassion for others in pain that only comes from having known pain yourself. These are not small things. They are among the greatest gifts a life can carry. And in this new season, they will not go unused. They will be the very things that make you effective in the work I have prepared for your hands. I want to tell you something about the way I work, my child. Something that may shift the way you have been reading your circumstances. In ages past, I was drawing together two men whose paths seemed to have nothing in common. One was a man devoted to prayer, a commander respected among his people, seeking me earnestly with a household full of honest hearts. The other was a follower of mine, waiting in a different city, being prepared by a vision he did not yet understand. Neither could see what I was arranging, neither had the full picture, but I was holding both lives in my hands, guiding them toward a single moment that would change what they believed was possible. That is how I work. I am drawing lives together, arranging encounters that neither party could have engineered, timing moments that could only be called divine. And my child, what I want you to understand is this: I show no partiality. I reach every heart. I work in every city, across every distance. No one is too far, too overlooked, too ordinary for my reach. And the connections I arrange are not small things. They are turning points. They are moments that rewrite what a life looks like going forward. Some of what is coming to you will arrive through relationships, through people who appear at unexpected moments, carrying what you have needed, opening doors you did not know existed. I am already preparing these people. I've already been guiding their lives toward yours. They do not know yet exactly where they are going, but I do. And I am bringing them, and I am bringing you to the same place at the right time. You do not need to force this or manufacture it. You simply need to remain open, present, and watchful for what I am placing in your path. I want to restore what was taken from you. I want to be clear about this, because I know there are places in your history where you feel the ache of real loss. Relationships that ended before their time. Opportunities that slipped away. A sense of belonging you once had, and then lost. Joy that used to come easily, but has felt far away. I see each of those losses. I have not overlooked a single one. And I am not just offering you comfort about them. I am in the process of restoring what matters, not always in the exact form it was before. Sometimes what I restore is better than the original, but you will recognize the goodness when it comes, and you will know that it came from me. There are dreams inside you that went quiet, dreams you loved once, that excited you, that felt like part of who you were, until circumstances or discouragement caused you to stop tending them. You put them away carefully, the way you put away something precious that you are not quite ready to throw out, even though you have stopped believing it is for you. My child, those dreams are not disqualified. I placed them there. The fact that they have not yet found their season does not mean they are dead. It means they have been waiting, and this is the season they have been waiting for. What I have for you in this time ahead will require you to believe things you stopped believing. It will ask you to reach for things you stopped reaching for. And it will feel strange at first, like putting weight on a leg that has been still for too long. There will be an unsteadiness, a hesitation, a wondering if you are dreaming. You are not dreaming. This is real. This is the life I always intended for you, finally arriving in its fullness. And I will strengthen your footing as you go. I will not throw you into the deep before you can manage it. I will walk you into the new thing gradually, mercifully, with care. My beloved, I have heard every prayer, every one that you said with confidence, every one you said through gritted teeth, not sure you believed it would do anything but saying it anyway. Every half-formed plea you breathed at the end of a long day when words were too much effort. I hear the language of your heart better than you speak the language of any tongue, and every word you have ever directed my way has been received. None of it was wasted. The answers are assembling now, like pieces of something being put together in a room you cannot yet see inside. You do not know the full shape yet, but the work is being done. And when the door opens and you are allowed to see it, what is assembled will be more coherent and beautiful than you imagined. That is the nature of my promises. They do not arrive small, they arrive whole. Write it on your heart today, if you believe that I am able. My child, you were made for a time such as this. Not the time that passed, not a time that is still far off. This time, this specific season, with all its particular demands and possibilities. I did not make a mistake when I placed you here. I did not miscalculate your arrival. You are not too early or too late. You are exactly where I intended you to be, equipped with exactly what this moment needs. And I want you to rest in that. Not the fragile rest that depends on everything going smoothly, but the deeper rest that knows I am sovereign even when things are difficult. The rest that says, I do not understand all of this, but I know the one who does, and I know that he is good. That rest is available to you today, not someday when things calm down. Today, in the middle of whatever is still unresolved, whatever is still uncertain, I am offering you that peace right now, and it will hold. A new era is beginning for you, my child. I do not use that word lightly. I do not say era when I mean a small shift or a temporary reprieve. I mean something fundamental is changing. The structure of your days, the nature of your opportunities, the company you will keep, the sense of purpose that will move through everything you do. A true era. The kind that you will one day look back on and say, that was when everything changed. That was when the long waiting gave way to the long harvest. In this season, I am making things clear that have been hidden. I am bringing to the surface truths about yourself that were buried under years of other people's opinions and your own self-doubt. You will begin to see yourself more accurately, not inflated, not diminished, but honest. You will recognize the gifts that have always been in you but that you could not trust because the circumstances around you spoke so loudly against them. The circumstances are changing, and as they change, clarity will arrive. First about who you are, then about what you are called to, then about the specific steps you are to take. I am also bringing clarity to situations that have been confusing, the things that did not make sense, the contradictory signals, the closed doors that seemed to contradict the promises you had received, the gap between what I told you and what you were experiencing. That gap is closing. What I have spoken over you is not canceled. It was not mistaken. It was timed. And the timing is now. The things I told you in the early days, in the quiet places, in the moments when you were most open to my voice, I am making good on every one of them. Watch and see. The people around you will notice a difference. Not because you will announce that something has changed, but because the shift inside you will be visible in the way you carry yourself. There is a quality that comes over someone who has genuinely laid down their striving and started walking in trust, a settledness, a clarity, a quiet confidence that does not need to prove itself. That quality will come upon you in this season. It will draw the right people toward you and move others gently aside, not in cruelty, but in the natural way of things, as your life reorients around what is truly yours. The ones you love, those you carry in your heart and in your prayers, I have not forgotten them either. My attention is not so fixed on you that the ones connected to you are out of view. I hold them too. The prayers you have prayed for them have not been scattered. They have been gathered, stored, and are being answered in the right order, in the right way. What you could not accomplish on their behalf by your own efforts I am doing. Where your hands cannot reach, mine can. Where your voice has not been heard, mine carries weight. Trust me with the ones you love. Leave them in my hands, not because you do not care, but because my care for them is greater than your own. I am making a way where there has been no way. Hear those words, my child, because they are not merely comforting. They are a specific announcement. There is a place in your situation where you have hit a wall, where you have tried every reasonable approach and found nothing opening, where logic says there is no exit and no path forward. That is precisely the kind of place I specialize in. I do not need an existing path to make a way. I create paths. I open spaces in the solid rock. I cause what was sealed to become accessible, and the way I am making for you will be unmistakable. You will know it is not something you arranged. The gifts I have placed along your path are not buried so deeply that you will need to exhaust yourself to find them. They are being brought to the surface. They are coming to you. Certain moments, unexpected openings, relationships that arrive carrying something specific you need, resources that appear from directions you did not think to look. I am not hiding from you. I am not making you search endlessly for what belongs to you. I am delivering it. In this season, what is yours will find you. Your part is to remain open, to receive without suspicion what is being placed in your hands. And in all of this, in the restoration, the clarity, the new connections, the open pathways, I want you to remember who is doing it. Not so that you feel diminished, but so that you carry the right kind of confidence. Not confidence in your own ability to hold it all together, but confidence in mine. Confidence that says, I have a God who is for me, who has not finished writing my story, who delights in doing more than I could ask or imagine. That confidence is unshakable because it is not rooted in how things appear. It is rooted in who I am, and who I am does not change. So let your expectations rise, my child, not the anxious kind that crumbles when things do not move fast enough, but the steady kind, the kind that plants a seed in cold ground, in full expectation that spring will come. Spring is coming. The cold ground of the hard seasons is giving way, and what was planted in faith, in the middle of circumstances that made faith seem unreasonable, is about to break through the surface and show itself. Be ready to be amazed at what has been quietly growing in the dark. The light I am bringing into your life is not the kind that blinds and then fades. It is the steady, growing light of a morning that has fully arrived. Each hour of it is brighter than the last, and there is no darkness ahead that will put it out, because the source of this light is not in your circumstances. It is in me, unshakable, constant, already shining on the path that is laid out before you, all the way to the horizon. My child, we have walked a long road together, you and I, through the chapters that felt triumphant and the ones that felt unbearable, through the seasons when my voice was clear and the ones when you wondered if I was there at all. I was always there. I want you to know that with a certainty that settles all the way to the floor of your being. Not a single moment of your life has been lived outside my awareness. Not one. I have watched you do the invisible work, the kind no one notices or applauds, the faithfulness in private, the kindness offered when no one was watching, the choices you made to remain honest when dishonesty would have been easier, the times you chose to forgive when you would have been completely within your rights to hold on to hurt. I see all of it. I recorded every one of those moments, and I tell you plainly, none of that has gone unnoticed and none of it has gone unrewarded. In this season, you will begin to see returns on investments you made in the quiet, returns that come in ways you were not expecting, from directions you were not watching. This is also the season when the meaning of certain hard things will become clear to you. Not all of it at once. Some things take time to see in their proper light, but enough to give you peace, enough to show you that the difficult chapters were not random, that they were not punishment, that they were being used. There is a kind of understanding that arrives only on the other side of something, when you can look back at it from a better vantage point and see what was actually happening beneath the surface. That understanding is coming. And when it arrives, it will bring a deep peace with it, the kind that finally quiets the last remaining questions. I am not finished with your story. I want to say that loudly, because I know there are moments when you have wondered if your best years are behind you, if the things that did not work out mean you have run out of chances. You have not run out of chances. I am the one who holds your chances, and I do not run out. What is past has passed. What is ahead, and what is ahead is good, genuinely, substantively good, not in a vague, abstract sense. In a real sense, in the sense that your daily life will look different. Your circumstances will shift. What you experience each day will carry more joy, more meaning, more of the thing you have been longing for. Do not be afraid of the good that is coming. I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but I say it because I know you. I know that part of you has grown cautious, has learned to keep hope at a controlled distance so that disappointment does not hit so hard. That caution made sense in the seasons you were walking through, but the season has changed, and that kind of protective distance will cost you something now. It will cost you the full experience of what I am bringing. So let the caution soften, my child. Let yourself hope fully, expect genuinely, receive without reservation what I place in your hands. I am asking you to take my hand now, not as a formality, not as a religious ritual, but as a real, present-moment act of trust, right where you are, in whatever state you are in. Whether your faith is steady or fragile, whether you feel ready or you feel like you have nothing left. I am not asking for your best self. I am asking for the honest one, the one that is actually here right now. Reach toward me with that, and I will do the rest. What I am inviting you into is not complicated. It is simply a life that moves in alignment with what I am doing, rather than against it or around it. A life where you stop fighting upstream and start moving with the current I have set in motion. That current leads somewhere good. It always has, and it will carry you, not passively but with energy and direction, into the fullness of everything I prepared for you before you arrived in this world. The things that broke your heart in the past, I have not forgotten them. I am not asking you to pretend they did not happen. I am asking you to believe that I am capable of making something beautiful out of them. Because I am, I have always been. The most profound healings I have brought about in human lives have been precisely in the places where the damage seemed deepest, where restoration seemed least possible. That is not a coincidence. That is my nature. I am drawn to what is broken, not to condemn it, but to redeem it. And what I redeem fully. There is something I want you to understand about the way I see time. What you experience as delay, I experience as precision. The interval between a promise and its arrival is not empty. It is occupied, filled with a preparation so thorough that when the thing finally comes, it comes complete. Nothing missing, nothing added later as an afterthought. This is why I ask you to resist the temptation to arrive at your own conclusions when the waiting stretches long. Your conclusions, drawn from incomplete information, will almost always underestimate what I am doing. The picture you can see from where you stand is a fraction of what is being assembled. There are elements moving into position that you have no awareness of. People being shaped in distant places, circumstances being rearranged in rooms you have never entered, all of it converging, all of it already in motion. So, step forward, my child. Step forward into this new season with both feet. Leave behind what needs to be left behind, not with bitterness, not with regret, but with the simple recognition that it belongs to a chapter that has ended and that you are now at the beginning of something new. Take what you have learned, what you have been refined into, what has been formed in you through the difficult seasons. Bring all of that with you. That is your inheritance from the hard road, and in the new season, it will be exactly what is needed. I love you with a love that your deepest longing for love has only begun to point toward. The love you have experienced from other people, the best of it, has been a shadow of what I carry for you. And in this season you will know more of that love than you have known before. Not because I am loving you more than I did, I could not love you more, but because you are becoming more open to receiving it. And a love that can be fully received is a love that transforms everything it touches. Say, I receive it, if you are ready to step into all that I have prepared. This is my voice reaching you, my precious one, steady, sure, and full of a hope for you that time cannot diminish and circumstances cannot shake. Go forward. The best of it is ahead. There is a question I want to settle in you today, one you have carried for longer than you realize. It is the question of whether you are doing this right, whether you are living the way you are supposed to, making the choices you are meant to make, moving in the direction I intended. You have lain awake turning this over. You have wondered if you missed a turn somewhere, if you took a path that led you away from the life you were meant to have. Let me answer you plainly. You have not missed it. The fear that you have ruined something, that you are too far off course to recover, is not coming from me. I do not work that way. I am not waiting for you to find the one correct road before I can help you. I meet you on whatever road you are on, and from there, I lead you home. You have spent a great deal of energy trying to figure things out on your own. This is not a fault. It is how you survived. When you could not count on others, you learned to count on yourself. When no one came to help, you became the one who helped. There is strength in that, and I am not asking you to throw it away, but I am asking you to let it rest for a while. You do not have to hold everything together by yourself anymore. The weight you have been carrying was never meant to be carried alone. Set some of it down. Let me take a turn. You will be surprised at how much lighter you feel when you stop trying to manage what was always mine to manage. I know there are mornings when you wake up tired before the day has even begun. The kind of tired that sleep does not fix. It is the tiredness of carrying things in your mind, of running the same worries in circles, of bracing for problems that have not arrived yet. My child, I want to free you from the habit of bracing. You have lived so long in readiness for the next hard thing that you have forgotten how to simply rest in the good of today. Not every day is a battle. Not every season is survival. There are good days coming, and I do not want you to miss them because you are still watching the horizon for storms. Look at what is in front of you. Some of it is already good. Let me speak to the part of you that compares. You look at others and measure your life against theirs. You see what they have, where they are, how far along they seem, and you feel a quiet ache that something is wrong with your own pace. Stop measuring, my child. The comparison is a trap, and it tells you nothing true. You cannot see the full story of another person's life, only the surface they show. And you cannot see your own story from the outside the way I see it. If you could see what I see, you would not trade your path for anyone else's. Your timing is your own. It was set by me with care, and it fits you in ways that no one else's timing ever could. What is slow for someone else may be exactly right for you. What is fast for them may have broken you. Trust the pace I set. There are relationships in your life that have caused you pain, and I want to address them directly. Some of the people you trusted did not handle your trust well. Some of the ones you loved did not love you the way you deserved. You gave, and it was not returned. You showed up, and they did not. And over time, this taught you to expect less, to guard yourself, to keep a part of you hidden so it could not be hurt again. I understand why you did this, but I do not want you to live the rest of your life behind that wall. Not everyone will hurt you the way those people did. I am bringing new people into your life who will know how to hold what you give them. Do not let the failures of the past decide what you expect from the future. And to the relationships that ended, the ones that still leave an ache when you think of them, I want to offer you peace. Not every ending is a failure. Some things ended because they had finished their purpose. Some people walked with you for a season and were never meant to walk with you for the whole journey. This does not erase what they meant to you. It does not make the time you shared meaningless, but it does mean you can release them without guilt, without the gnawing sense that you should have done more to keep them. You did what you could. The ending was not all your fault. Let yourself be at peace with the way things went, even the parts you do not fully understand. I want to talk to you about your body, about the weariness that lives in your bones. You have pushed yourself hard. You have kept going when your body asked you to stop. You have treated rest as something you have to earn, as a reward for productivity rather than a basic need. My child, I made you to need rest. It is not a weakness. It is part of the design. When you deny yourself rest, you are not being strong. You are wearing down something I made to be cared for. In this season, I am inviting you to a gentler way of living, to sleep without guilt, to slow down without feeling you are falling behind. To care for the body I gave you as though it matters, because it does. You will go further by resting well than you ever did by running yourself empty. There is a dream you have not spoken aloud to anyone. You keep it private because it feels too fragile to expose, too easily crushed by a doubtful word or a skeptical look. You have protected it by keeping it secret, even from yourself sometimes. I know this dream. I was there when it first took shape in you. I watched it form, and I have watched you tend it quietly all these years, never quite letting it die, never quite daring to chase it fully. I want you to know that this dream is safe with me, and more than safe, it is alive. The season is coming when you will be able to bring it into the open, to take real steps toward it, to stop treating it as an impossible wish and start treating it as a genuine direction. Do not be afraid to want it. Wanting it is not foolish. I gave you the wanting. Let me say something about the mistakes you have made. You carry some of them like stones in your pocket, taking them out to look at when you are feeling low, reminding yourself of every way you have fallen short. This habit is hurting you, and it is not from me. Yes, you have made mistakes. Everyone has. But I do not define you by them. I do not keep a record of your failures to use against you later. When something is forgiven, it is finished. I do not bring it back up. And I am asking you to learn to do the same, to stop bringing back up what I have already set down. The version of you that made those mistakes was doing the best they could with what they knew at the time. You know more now. You are not that person anymore. Let them rest. Forgive them the way I have. There is a kindness in you that you sometimes hide because you have been hurt for showing it. You learned that being soft can make you a target, that caring openly can be used against you. So you toughened up. You built a harder shell. But underneath that shell, the kindness is still there, and it is one of the most beautiful things about you. I do not want you to lose it. The world does not need you to become hard. It needs you to stay tender in a way that is wise, to keep caring in a way that is protected by good judgment rather than buried under fear. Your gentleness is a gift. In the season ahead, you will find people and places where it is safe to let that gift show again. I want to remind you that you do not have to have it all figured out. There is a pressure you put on yourself to understand everything, to have a plan for every part of your life, to know where you are going before you take a single step. But faith does not require a complete map. It requires only a willingness to take the next step in the light you have. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You only need to see the step in front of you, and when you take it, the next one will become visible. This is how the journey unfolds, not all at once, but step by step, with just enough light for each one. Trust that the light will be there when you need it. It always has been. The voice inside you that criticizes everything you do, I want to address it directly. It is loud, and it is relentless, and it speaks to you in a tone you would never use with someone you loved. You have grown so used to it that you mistake it for truth, for the honest assessment of who you are. But it is not honest. It is cruel, and cruelty is never truth. I want to give you a different voice to listen to, mine. My voice does not tear you down. It does not list your faults and replay your failures. My voice speaks to you the way love speaks, with patience, with warmth, with belief in who you are becoming. When the harsh voice rises, learn to recognize it as the liar it is, and turn instead to the voice that actually wants the best for you. I see how hard you have worked to be good, to do the right thing, even when it cost you, to keep your word, to show up, to carry your share, and often more than your share. This kind of faithfulness rarely gets noticed by the people around you. It happens in the small moments, the daily choices, the quiet decisions that no one applauds. But I have noticed every single time, and nothing you have done in faithfulness has been wasted. It is being stored up, gathered, kept. In this season, you will begin to see it return to you, not always in the way you expected, but in ways that will let you know your faithfulness mattered, that it was seen, that it counted for something real. You are closer to the breakthrough than you feel. This is often how it works. The moment right before the change can feel like the hardest, the most uncertain, the most tempting time to give up. But I am telling you, do not give up now. What you have been waiting for is not far off. The ground that has felt so dry is about to receive rain. The door that has been closed is about to open.
We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.